What's up? Welcome. Thank you for clicking on today's video. Today we are farming the shit out of both games. As you can see, I have element fission going right above me, as I always do when I am in my Nux view window. I also am farming on my phone, as you can see. This is Etheria Restart, my other game. They currently have a 2x event going on for their modules, which is the gear for element fission and EXP stuff and stuff for prowess, which is like powering up the skills in element fission. But it's got a 2x thing going on right now, so I am farming that on my phone over here. We are farming element fission up above me, like we always are. I currently have a Swift booster going, so I am in the Boxer dungeon. But today, we are gonna finally finish up part 3. Finally get part 3 done, and then think I think we're gonna go ahead and binge watch this one. Hassan Wants Me Dead, and then Hassan is officially 600 because this morning, if you didn't already know, Hassan dropped 610. So I really need to start getting going on these. So I think we're just gonna binge some of these today while I am just farming the crap out of everything I got because I got a lot to do, man. Lots to do. So we are going to get right into this one because if you watched my last one, when we watched this one, he said that this was fantastic and even better than the first two. And since we watched the first two, you know I got to finish it. So we are here. We are finishing up part 3 of Nux Cooking and Idiot Activist. It's going to be great. I cannot wait. Here we go.
No time for an intro today. Activists in trouble. Urgent update. A number of the participants in the global march to Gaza have had their passports taken at a checkpoint on their way out of Cairo, Egypt. They are being held in the heat and not allowed to move. We urge the Egyptian authorities to work with us in our shared goal and not block our progress unnecessarily. We are a peaceful movement. We are complying with Egyptian law. Guys.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Don't play.
Remember how I told you that Greta Thunberg was my favorite situation on the internet? How Greta Thunberg wanted to save Palestine by going to Gaza, literally went to Gaza, immediately got arrested, did not get into Gaza, was shipped home. We're going to be covering that a little bit today because there were some crazy updates. Well, other activists decided, holy moly, we have got to do what Greta did. Greta almost saved Palestine. This time we will. So a bunch of activists joined the global march to Gaza and flew to Egypt to march to Gaza from the Egyptian border, because a lot of people don't know this.
Oh, that was
Gaza
probably a great
borders
idea.
Egypt and also borders Israel. So Greta tried to break in through international waters past a legal blockade. No shit, that didn't work. And now a bunch of green decided, yo, we are marching through Egypt. Now, they probably didn't know
editor
this,
going crazy on the censor.
You know who has been arguably worse to Gaza than Israel? Egypt. This is the walls, one of the walls, between Egypt and Gaza.
Yeah.
A lot of people are unaware of this, but there were Palestinians that were moved into Jordan, started a civil war there, moved into Lebanon, started a civil war there. So in Egypt, they didn't want any of that. So the moment anything happened, they erected like 4 or 5 layers of gigantic walls. Do you ever ask yourself why during this entire war in Gaza, between Israel and Gaza, between that entire war, why did not a single refugee get accepted into Egypt? You know why? Because no one in Egypt wants those guys. So these people really thought they would be able to fly into Egypt and walk to Gaza. It's one of the greatest instances of FAFO of all time. But first, I need to show you breaking news. Iran has killed American, Canadian, Israeli VTuber Nuxtaku. I'm not even Israeli, but this is the breaking news. There's 2.5 million views, 73,000 likes. This is truly some tragic shit. People wishing for my death for covering the retards on the internet. They have gotten stronger and stronger. I appreciate them immensely. Thank you so much for preying on my downfall. It definitely gives me more views. Then I got other people hasn't tweeted since the 12th.
Just to be real quick, all those people that are preying on his downfall, all you people, you're the reason he's got all his money. Poor you, poor you. You're the reason he sits on a throne made of gold. Sorry, couldn't help it. Couldn't help myself. Could not help myself. Back to the video. Come on.
We might have gotten him. We might have gotten him. Million views, 65,000 likes. They're praying. They're praying. They want so badly. So I had to break them with the tragic news. Unfortunately, Jaden and I are heartbroken right now. This is so sad. This is so sad. My thoughts and prayers are with you and Jaden Animations. You two are my favorite duo. You have each other, and that's all that matters. Dude, last time a Jew came back from the dead, it was a whole thing. So anyway,
I'm one of those likes.
To say, Hassan on Suicide Watch, I survived. They keep trying to kill me for calling out on the internet, but unfortunately, the newest attempt was a failure. I appreciate them trying to kill me. It means I am important enough to them to risk going to jail over. I think that's pretty fucking awesome. So, anywho, I needed to give you some updates.
Not this again.
First, let me
I don't want to watch this video again.
The
No.
Greta Thunberg situation, as I covered her getting arrested, but I did not cover how she was thrown out of the country. So, this is a video posted by Greta Thunberg from her little fucking sailboat on the way to Gaza before she was kidnapped, as she calls it. She calls it kidnapped. So, look at this shit.
My name is Greta Thunberg, and I am from Sweden.
I'm from Sweden.
If you see this video, we have been intercepted and kidnapped in international waters.
They were not in international waters. They were in Israeli waters trying to break a naval blockade with 12 kilos of flour to save Gaza. They were not kidnapped. They were taken to a city.
By the Israeli occupational forces or forces that support Israel.
Notice how she says either the occupational forces or the forces that support Israel, because she was not arrested at the time of recording this video. She went in with the plan of getting arrested. Right? She was trespassed and apprehended. She planned on this, so she pre-recorded a kidnapped video, an SOS video, because she is such a simp for terrorists.
I urge all my friends, family, and comrades to put pressure on the Swedish government to release me and the others as soon as possible.
Of course. Tragic video. Honestly, one of the saddest situations in modern history. Greta Thunberg, she used to grift about the environment, and now she grifts for terrorists. Honestly, it's a pretty glorious day. Absolute scam. Even the people that don't like Israel are like, holy retard, Batman. This is insanity. Now, the funny thing is, this thing got 400,000 likes, 22 million views, an SOS, a call for help. Someone save Greta Thunberg. She was arrested. Yeah, so anywho, to give you the quick TLDR, when they were boarded by Israel, because, you know, they were breaking into past a naval blockade to give literal aid to terrorists, they threw all of their phones into the sea, right? Very pro-environment people. They all threw their phones into the sea themselves. They were not asked to. They were not told they had to get rid of their phones. They decided to throw out their phones themselves, likely because they were in direct communication with terrorists trying to provide material aid to terrorists. So they ended up getting all these motherfuckers arrested.
Probably.
Yo, guys, we are not playing with you anymore. And of course, you know, they decided to give them all food. This is one of the funniest videos of all time because these are like super environmental people. They're all vegan environment retards.
Where is he?
Right, and they're given turkey sandwiches wrapped in plastic. Like the ultimate fuck you moment. It's the funniest shit in the universe. Oh my god. And plastic water bottles, of course. Look at all them smiling. So a lot of you are unaware, but the last time an activist decided to go to Gaza, it was in 2008. It was an Italian man. He went to Gaza to help the people of Gaza, and he was executed by terrorists in Gaza. So lucky them, they didn't make it there. Huge dub. Lucky Greta, she made it to not die in Gaza. So this is a nice picture of her smiling. So grateful at the very kind soldier guy that she came here to protest against, giving her a plastic wrapped turkey sandwich. I think this is fucking hilarious. This is like the only smiling picture of Greta Thunberg ever is today. Yeah, it's like, dude, that's fucking hilarious as fuck. So anywho, Greta Thunberg's team immediately started posting constantly.
Just real quick. I actually used that picture to make the thumbnail that's going to be on this video. Just a little fun fact there for you.
Release the hostages! Israel took 12 international hostages. Release the hostages now! Obviously, they're talking about Greta Thunberg and her band of retards. The retard Avengers. They are hostages, international hostages. It's a criminal act. This is like the most retarded shit in the universe. They busted into a naval blockade. They got apprehended and promptly released, by the way. They called them hostages. You know who they're not talking about? The actual hostages that were in dungeons in Gaza for the last 3 years. For the last 2 years. You have people in dungeons in Gaza for 2 years. All right? Silence. No one gives a shit. These people try to break into a naval blockade and get arrested. These activist retards. Release the hostages. This is unbelievable. Anyway, that actually happened. Greta Thunberg spotted on El Al flight from Tel Aviv to Paris after being deported from Israel. The climate change activist has contributed an estimated of 546.6 kilogram of CO2 emissions from this flight. Oh, this is so sad. They put her on El Al and they immediately shipped her out. There's no fucking hostages, no kidnapping, none of this bullshit. They took a annoying little girl who spent 2 weeks in the sea. They fucking wrapped her up, they dropped her on a plane, and they shipped her away. And they put a ribbon on her. Like, they put a blue ribbon on her, bro. It's like it's a little Christmas gift. So, they asked Trump about this, and Trump had the craziest response of all time.
She's certainly different. Anger management. I think she has to go to an anger management class. That's my primary recommendation for her.
Was she kidnapped by Israel, as she says? Was she kidnapped?
I find it. I think Israel has enough problems without kidnapping Greta Thunberg.
True! So true! Alright, like, oh my god, that's insanity.
The man's
bro.
not
Holy
wrong.
Shit, little salty, little doom goblin. So anyway, the Israel Defense Ministry, Israel Katz, told the IDF to show Greta Thunberg the footage of October 7th and the atrocities that took place. So, for those of you that are unaware, there's like this 47-minute long chapter black atrocity tape of what actually happened on October 7th that they never published to the public because out of respect for the families of the victims of the atrocity that took place on October 7th. And they showed this footage to people like Trump and like the UN and stuff like that. And they decided, you know what, we're going to show it to Greta Thunberg. And she refused to look. She closed her eyes, she refused to look, and she ended up not, she screamed, and they ended up they didn't show it to her. She refused to see it. Obviously, she only cares about specific atrocities if it could be for a grift. If you could grift towards those atrocities, then hell yeah, dude. And if not, then, well, you know, that's how it is. So, anywho, this is the funniest shit in the world.
Quelle tête de cul, espèce de...
Here you got some random French person looking at Greta Thunberg sitting in the plane, immediately discarded, deported immediately. Now, I'm going to give you some insider info. I've traveled to Israel many times, so I have to tell you something fucking hilarious. They don't even sell the back row of seats on El Al, the Israeli flight. They don't even sell these seats. They're next to the bathrooms, they stink, and they do not recline. They are narrower than every other seat on the plane. They gave her the shit-smelling seat that doesn't...
Why give her a seat that they have to pay for? That one's free.
recline. I don't know. I think that's fucking awesome. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
So anyway, the funniest thing in the world is after she left the plane, this is her, Greta Thunberg. There she is with a ribbon. They put a blue ribbon on her, and here she is handcuffed, walking away. Look at her, a prisoner. Wow, look at her walking away all handcuffed. Except Greta Thunberg spotted handcuffed in Paris. What's this community note? Contrary to the Post's claim, Greta Thunberg was not handcuffed on her arrival in Paris, as she can be seen in the beginning of the longer video. Thunberg has her arms free. She moved her arms behind, giving the impression she is in handcuffs. She is the victim champion. She is literally the biggest professional victim retard loser of all time. There she is, walking, not handcuffed, cosplaying a prisoner. She is cosplaying a prisoner revolutionary activist. All right, this is the level of bullshit going on. Everyone's been laughing their fucking heads off at Greta the entire flight. She covered her face with this blue shit on the flight because everyone was laughing at her so much on the actual plane. You don't understand how retarded she actually is. Everyone's been laughing at her the entire flight. Dude, she went on a little sailboat to break a naval blockade and save Gaza. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Greta Thunberg?
Meantime, crew want to thank our security
And then, of course, in English, they make announcements on the plane.
forces and the IDF for protecting and defending our homeland. And we want to wish the swift return of all hostages.
Oh, goated.
Yeah, so
Go,
Greta's there
Jid.
on the fucking plane, while they're all, thanking all the causes that she so terribly.
I am so glad that Nux said I had to watch this. Not like specifically, just like in the last video that we watched, he said that we had to watch this.
Hates actual retard person. So obviously Greta Thunberg appears to fake being handcuffed as she arrives to France after being deported from Israel. It's the funniest thing in the world. It really is pretty.
Oh my God, that's the New York Post.
It is very funny. So then she immediately decided, yo, we got to do a quick press tour. We got to double down on everything.
Giving out sandwiches on their social media. How did
they probably have posted lots of PR stunt videos.
The PR stunt videos of giving food to someone who tried to invade their country. Cool.
As I said, I have not seen anything, but
yeah, because she threw her phone into the sea.
They did an illegal act by kidnapping us.
An illegal act?
International waters and against our will.
It wasn't even international waters.
Bringing us to Israel, keeping us at the bottom of the boat, not letting us getting out and so on.
Bro, they let you out within a day. They let you out within 1 day. International waters kidnapping me. Professional activist fucking bullshit grifter victim. Dude, all of the far left, mega wokey grifter activists are all complete and utter losers. Complete losers. And then she doubles down. It's not about helping Palestinians. Obviously not, or you wouldn't help Hamas terrorists that started and perpetuate the war. So Asmongold, he responded to this because this blew up everywhere. This fucking took over social media because of how retarded this story actually is.
So fucking embarrassing, man. So fucking embarrassing.
Bro.
And yeah, and that's the way it ended up. Is her on a plane ride back home, just like a good girl.
Yeah.
Back to Sweden.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, did you have fun, playing more?
Bye.
Okay, that's nice, sweetie. Now go back home and go back to work or go back to, doing whatever you need to do. And we don't want her back? Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Palestine doesn't want her either.
Bro, no one wants her. Who wants this little troll goblin, bro? She just goes out there making believe she's fighting for causes for clout.
Maybe Gaza doesn't want her. Yeah, they're like, yeah, did Gaza consent to having this woman come over here?
True. She's like a chemical weapon.
As far as I know, they didn't.
Well, the last time an activist went to Gaza to save Palestine, he was executed. He was executed by Hamas there. In 2008, an Italian activist went to save Gaza and was executed by terrorists in Gaza.
Yeah, I mean, at what point is this not terrorism on their part? Yeah.
True.
And how old? She's like 14? No, she's probably like, what, 21, 22 at this point?
Yeah, so 22? I think it's just the funniest shit
so
in the universe.
fucking...
It's just hilarious. So, now, there's a reason why all these people believe so much of the propaganda that comes out of Gaza. So I saw this dude just posted this video. just basically how propaganda exits Gaza and why the activists are so receptive to it. Before we talk about the retards in Egypt.
Palestinian health officials say the death toll...
This is on the AP, by the way.
...from Israel's war in Gaza.
I was a reporter for the AP between 2006 and the very end of 2011. As far as I know, I was the first staffer to erase information from a story because we were threatened by Hamas, which happened at the very end of 2008. We had a great reporter in Gaza, a Palestinian, who had always been really an excellent reporter. We had a detail in a story. The detail was a crucial one. It was that Hamas fighters were dressed as civilians and were being...
A war crime, by the way.
...counted as civilians in the death toll. That went out in an AP story. The reporter called me a few hours later, and he said, Mati, you have to take that detail out of the story. And it was clear that someone had threatened him. I took the detail out of the story. I suggested to our editors that we note in an editor's note that we were now complying with Hamas censorship. I was overruled, and from that point in time, the AP, like all of its sister organizations, collaborates with Hamas censorship in Gaza. What does that mean?
All right, great.
You'll see a lot of dead civilians, and you won't see dead militants. You won't have a clear idea of what the Hamas military strategy is. And this is the kicker, the center of the coverage will be a casualty number that is provided to the press by something called the Gaza Health Ministry, which is Hamas.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Since 2008, certainly since 2014, when we had another serious war in Gaza, the press has not been covering in Gaza. The press has been essentially an amplifier for one of the most poisonous ideologies on earth. Hamas has figured out how to make the press amplify its messaging rather than covering Hamas. There are no Western reporters in Gaza. All of the reporters in Gaza are Palestinians, and those people fall into three categories. Some of them identify with Hamas, some of them are intimidated by Hamas and won't cross Hamas, which makes a lot of sense. I wouldn't want to cross Hamas either. And the third category is people who actually belong to Hamas.
And remember, Hassan Piker is friends with these people.
That's where the information from Gaza is.
This is also why I get my information from this little blue fucker instead of those people. Because at least this little blue fucker brings it all to bear, because he doesn't give a fuck who's mad at him. Much like me, which is really nice.
Coming from, and if you're credulous, then of course you're going to get a story that makes Israel look pretty bad.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say that there aren't obviously tragic situations where a lot of kids are killed in Gaza, which is a tragedy, obviously. However, when you see shit like this constantly, and you see the way the retard activists latch on to the propaganda, there's no shit that it becomes a shit show. Now, I wanted to bring you breaking news to the people who decided, you know what, we are gonna stand up and fight for Palestine. Just like our goat, Greta Thunberg. She was so cool when she did it. We are gonna do the same thing. The global march to Gaza. Act now. We march. Join the March for Justice. So they all go, they fly to Egypt, and they're like, yo, we are going to enter Gaza from Egypt. Obviously, Greta Thunberg was kidnapped in international waters, as she calls it, and this is absolutely gonna happen. They go to Egypt, and they are going to, they're gonna enter Gaza through Egypt. This is definitely gonna work well. So the retard Avengers is once again assembled, and let's just say, things didn't work out as well for them as they could have possibly expected. Some of our woke fucking retard activists had this to say.
This is an emergency. We have just been violently dragged into the buses here at the first checkpoint on the way to Ismailia. We have
oh no!
We were sitting quietly and not doing anything. We were debating that we would leave soon in taxis back to Cairo because we did not break any law. And all of a sudden, several people stormed in.
Oh!
They started to push people.
Oh no!
Drag them
Push people
outside.
Oh.
They have beaten people.
They beat people.
One woman that was beaten in her face in front of me.
Some fucking wokey retard.
Oh no! She was beaten in her face in front of her. Maybe you shouldn't be trying to push your way through a war zone.
Leftoids went to Egypt to break past the Egypt's border with like 7 layers of walls and security perimeters around Gaza. They really expected to just be able to stroll right in, so people in Egypt beat the shit out of them.
They didn't leave time to grab.
Dude, the woke activist has got to be the weirdest breed of human of all time. If Darwin has any justice, they will not make it to the next generation.
The luggage or anything. Now we're beaten, and this is the bus is now full of people. I hope no one is seriously injured. This is a very shocking incident. Stop.
Oh no! What a shocking incident!
So this is one of the Secret Service people that was just walking in here. I have to stop this live stream now. We are in danger. This is an emergency. We need help.
But they were like, I don't understand why this would happen. All we did was go to Egypt and say, hey, we want to help your brothers. Your brothers who you suspiciously put gigantic walls in between them and didn't accept a single one of the refugees from that entire place. We are in danger. So yeah, so that was easily one of the greatest videos on the entire internet, but there are so many more good ones. Like, dude, you don't understand the fucking comedy of this shit. All right, so here's 4 Egyptian officials grabbing a Hamas loyalist from Canada, it's always Canada, by each limb and throw him into a van to get him out of their country. Dude, they don't fucking want Hamas fans in their country. They're like, dude, they're terrorists. They're a terrorist organization. Why the shit would Hamas fans be welcome here?
Without parents, there's kids without limbs.
Bro.
Right? There's hospitals that have been bombed, and we remember almost 2 years ago where they talked about that they would never bomb.
Look at that Canadian bloke over there.
And now they're almost more than
goodbye. Bye-bye. Into the van. Goodbye. You support Hamas. Go away. All right? We don't care about your random Western activist bullshit. We don't give a shit about that woke crap over here, right? Get out of here. Dude, the Intifada cosplayers. Dude, look at them being dragged away, man.
There's people in masks. There's people.
They're wearing masks.
People in masks.
They're dragging him by the hair. They're like, we don't want you here.
Please, someone screen record this.
Yes.
There's people
Thank
in
you.
masks dragging people out.
Oh, the shock. The NPCs have developed main character syndrome. It is so over.
Thank you, Don. Thank you for screen recording.
Yes, thank you. Very much appreciado.
The Egyptian government treats peaceful marchers.
I cannot believe the Egyptian government would treat such peaceful people like this.
I can't believe it either. How dare they arrest people that are trying to push past their walls? Oh my god.
This would happen.
Marching against genocide.
Marching against genocide. Yeah, bro, no one in Egypt thinks there's a genocide in Gaza, okay? Not a single person in Egypt actually thinks this. This is crazy, bro. Bro, Egypt doesn't let refugees from Gaza into their country. And they literally have a border. Like, what are you talking about? Tell Egypt to let my people go. Dude, these people, they really think they're fucking doing something about this.
Sorry, he tried to knock the phone out of my hand and I slapped his hand away. That was probably not nonviolent.
Guys, get ready to be deported. Did she just admit on camera to being violent? Actual retards. It's insane. It's crazy. So, dude, the videos coming out of here have got to be the funniest shit in the universe. Bro, in LA, you have these protesters sitting in the street and the police don't want to do anything. They go to Egypt and they expect the same treatment. Bro!
Get the hell out of our street, you idiot!
God. They really thought they would be treated in Egypt like they were treated in LA. FAFO, Democrats arriving in Egypt plan to march to Gaza in solidarity with the Palestinians. They're being attacked and thrown out by the Egyptians, who will not tolerate Palestinian sympathizers. Because obviously they don't. Obviously they don't. They're giant walls between them and them. They are not letting in any refugees. Well, obviously, dude, this thread is fucking insane. After almost 2 years of war, the retards realized that Egypt has a border and blockade with Gaza. They fucked around and they found out. And this entire thread, it's glorious. It's the funniest shit in the universe. They stole all their passports, bro. Look how fucking hilarious this is.
No.
They're like, oh no, all of our passports, no! The Egyptian riot police immediately shows up. And they really think that taking their video cameras is gonna help. Yeah, crazy how that happened. Crazy how that happened. Oh my god. Shame on the Egyptian officials and so many of our governments who are complicit in this genocide. People are finally realizing that people in the Middle East are also have this exact same philosophy. And here, of course, are all of the fucking passports of all the retards. All the retards! Avengers assemble, retard Avengers, peaceful march to Gaza, and unfortunately for them, their passports were taken, they were manhandled, thrown into buses, and shipped straight away. It is truly hilarious. This is the wall, for those of you curious, between Egypt and Gaza, and this is only the first wall. There are like 7 layers of this shit. Yeah, it's not exactly super friendly. So Asmongold reacted to this, and it's a pretty good reaction, honestly.
Clash erupts in Egypt as local Egyptians confront Western activists who arrived to march to Gaza. They're marching to Gaza from Egypt? What the fuck? Damn. Oh, I can see. Those are the Westerners. Yep. Okay, I see. Egypt.
All of the people they're so empathetic. Every single one of the world's problems.
Egyptian children are helping to remove them.
Avengers. They're so woke. Their brains fell out.
Egyptian children are helping to remove the Western terrorist sympathizers with some smaller whips of their own.
Bro.
Wait, what?
Just for context.
Yeah, Asmongold doesn't realize that Egypt has treated Gaza just as badly as Israel. In fact, maybe even worse in some instances.
The March to Gaza was an event organized by the Palestine Solidarity Movement with the aim of crossing the Egyptians' border.
Bro, okay, look at the Egyptian fences. Look at this shit.
To Palestine. The border itself is a multi-layered set of walls.
That is 7 walls! 7 barbed wire walls!
And fences with strong buffer zones, and Egypt has been very strict about not letting anyone cross it.
Hi everyone, I'm on the global march to Gaza.
Yeah, you know who else doesn't cross the Egyptian walls? The Palestinians. They didn't accept 1 refugee!
Duh, you can't even get there.
At a checkpoint, they took our passports, they've detained us,
they
put us in a barrier like animals.
Like animals! Animals! I thought the Egyptians were our homies!
Look how they've locked us in. We are activists from multiple countries. They've brought the army, they've brought armed cars.
Yeah, dude, isn't this hilarious? Isn't this hilarious? Could you imagine how fucking awesome it would be if this is how they were treated in LA when they burnt cop cars and assaulted police officers? And the police just came in and they're like, you know what? No. Activate the military immediately. Throw them in prison. Take their passports.
Gonna take us back to the airport to deport us. We have done nothing wrong.
And yeah, but they don't give a shit because you're supporting Hamas terrorists. What are you talking about?
They started to push people, drag them violently outside.
No!
They didn't leave time to grab the luggage or anything. We are in danger. This is an emergency. We need help.
Oh my god. They're dragging them out. They just hate him, bro. They hate him. Bro.
Yeah, bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Look at these revolutionary LARPers.
Go back to Reddit. It's just so fucking weird, man. I think that a lot of Middle Easterners view Westerners, especially after, like, you know, all the wars in the Middle East for, like, the last 30 years, they view Westerners as a destabilizing colonial force in the Middle East.
So I don't think he's wrong about that. I do think some people see it that way for sure, especially people like Iran that chant death to America and whatever and all that fucking bullshit. But also, they don't want to save Gaza. Egypt does not want to save Gaza. You don't realize Palestinians started a civil war in Jordan, they started a civil war in Lebanon, and they caused multiple terrorist attacks in Egypt, and they were just like, you know what? Fuck all of them. It's insane.
So the last fucking thing they want to see is a bunch of Westerners coming to their fucking country, you know, crucify themselves for some cause. They don't want to have a bunch of foreigners.
They also don't agree with the cause. They also don't agree with the cause, dude.
That's probably a bigger part of it.
To push politics.
True.
This isn't some fucking subreddit moderator's problem. This isn't his at all.
Yeah, so pretty hilarious shit, honestly. Can't even be mad. Pretty freaking funny, if you ask me personally. But don't worry, guys, because it gets way funnier. So, you get other people starting to look at this, and other people keep making fun of the actual retards showing up in Gaza. This is Sargon of Akkad. He just made a video talking about the leftists guys marching to Egypt to save Palestine. So, dude, this is the funniest coverage of all time. I'm so happy people are looking at this and making fun of the retards, because I think making fun of retards is the healthiest state of mind. If you are not making fun of retards, you're doing something wrong.
So there was a
Now, the reason why I want to watch this specifically is because this dude, he is not pro-Israel.
Whoa,
he is
that's
not
a really
pro-Palestine.
fucked up
He
dude.
doesn't, like, give a shit about the conflict. He's just looking at woke retards flying into Egypt to save Palestine.
March to Gaza, where a bunch of Western leftists thought that they would march
every time
to Gaza, going via Egypt, and they're shocked, just shocked, I tell you, to discover that actually the Egyptians aren't like Western liberals and actually do not give a goddamn about their feelings, nor about their activism,
not a little,
nor about the people of Gaza.
Yeah, they don't care about the people in Gaza, and they don't care about the fucking Westerners coming in there to preach. They don't give a shit.
They are just outraged.
Oh, God.
Absolutely outraged. Let's take a watch.
Hi everyone, I'm on the global march to Gaza in Egypt. We were stopped at a checkpoint. They took our passports. They've detained us.
Oh no.
I'm going to show you. They put us in a barrier like animals.
No, like animals.
Look how they've locked us in. They've locked us all in. These are all activists. These are all people.
Dude, this is how you need to deal with activists, honestly. You gotta I think this is correct. Bunch of activists show up, start yelling about your random bullshit problems that they have no business dealing with. You put them in a little fucking gated pond of retards and let them melt in the sun. I think it's hilarious. I'm not saying I condone violence, but it's very funny.
Well,
like, dude, she thinks activists
not
are people.
really violent.
They thought that the leader of Egypt is Karen Bass. They thought the governor of California had the correct perspective on dealing with activists.
We are activists from multiple countries, and they've brought the army, they've brought armed cars.
Yeah!
They're going to take us back to the airport to deport us. We have done nothing.
They have locked us behind this 3-foot-tall plastic barrier. Help us.
Wrong.
We are prisoners of war. Dude, these are the softest people in the history of humans.
Yeah, I don't know. Being an insufferable leftist in my country would be justifiable enough reason to deport you, I would think. No, piss off, we're just not interested, is literally their opinion. And it's their country, frankly. You know, don't know what you were thinking.
I agree. I completely agree. You went to their country to push politics that they don't agree with. Why do you think they would treat you properly? Because you're so used to this freaking nepotism bullshit in the West where they sit there and they coddle your wounds when you're emotionally vulnerable about shit? Get out of here, bro.
You thought you were going to fuck around, and you found out. Here's another one, and this is just...
Oh, dude. I forgot to show you this clip. This is the best clip of the entire thing.
Amazing. This is a guy from Wales. You can tell by his Welsh accent. And he's just begging the Egyptian Gestapo.
Oh, God.
Come on, think of your Islamic brothers. Oh, they are.
You're not ready, bro.
I believe that the people of the Arabic nations have a white heart.
What?
I believe you are good people.
Okay.
I don't know why he thinks that. But notice this. He's just like, the people of it, just Arabs. Just Arabs.
All Arabs.
Are good
Every
people,
single
yeah,
one.
Of course Arabs are good people. They're foreign.
A lot are great people. A lot also aren't, you know?
They're good. We're bad. We're Westerners. We're evil. Arabs, not Westerners, good. And therefore, aren't they all just all the same? They're all just like Arabs, right? They're just all Muslims. They're all Islamic.
Right,
They're
all brothers. They all must be homies. They definitely are all friends. Don't ask Grok how many Muslims were killed by other Muslims in history, or you might get an answer you don't like. Like, for example, 500,000 Muslims were killed in Syria by Muslims. 300,000 Yemeni Muslims were killed by Muslims. 300,000 to 400,000 people were killed in Darfur by Muslims. You know. Listen, I'm just saying.
Just on the same team all the time. And that's just how they are. And I'm not even joking that is literally this guy's position.
Yeah, this guy's position is, we are Westerners. We are the bad guys. We are the white colonist evil people. Not like you. The media told me that you guys are living in peace and harmony. And the reason why that so many Muslims are, moving and immigrating to the West is because they want to spread their knowledge with us. They are enriching our culture. Bro, this is incredible. This is incredible. Listen, Arab friend. You have other Arab friends under attack right now by those dastardly Jews.
They are starving children.
Yeah, they know. They're contributing. They're not taking any refugees. They are contributing, bro.
I tried to feed these children and they
We want to feed the children. I have brought 6 bags of Lay's potato chips. Please give it to the children of Gaza.
At me. For love, for humanity, for Islam.
For Islam! Dude, what are we doing, bro? What is going on? You get these fucking leftist activists, fucking degenerate losers, flying in from everywhere around the world to tell a bunch of Muslims in Egypt that for Islam, you have to let us give a couple of bags of Lay's potato chips to kids in Gaza that, by the way, these guys do not let as refugees into Egypt.
Stand with your Islamic people.
Stand with them. We brought them ham sandwiches. I hope you don't mind.
I love the idea. He's like, stand with your Islamic peoples. And the thing is, right, where is it? There's the Egyptian border against Gaza.
Dude, no one knows this for some reason, but it's so hilarious. Like, it's ironic, it's tragic, but it's hilarious.
Gaza, right? It's because they've been down this road before, actually.
Yep.
I think it was 2006.
Yep. 2006 is right after Hamas came into power.
They did allow a bunch of Palestinians into Egypt.
Yes, they did. That did not go well.
They started a revolt.
Yeah, they started revolts everywhere, actually. So, for some suspicious reason, they were like, you know what? You want to start revolts about us? Fine. Fuck you and fuck your entire people. They went way further than Israel. Holy.
Just like they did in Jordan. Just like they did in Lebanon. Like, it just seems to be a recurring pattern with the Palestinians that for some reason they build up critical mass and start an insurrection. And so the Egyptians are just like, yeah,
they're just like, no, fuck you guys. And they build like 7 layers of walls. Like, dude, Attack on Titan doesn't have walls. Like the fucking Egyptians.
Not having that, actually. We've been down this road. And this guy's like, stand with your Islamic brothers. It's like, listen, man, they're not just a hive mind.
Because everyone in Islam is literally just part of the Tyranid swarm.
You can see how divorced from the situation this guy obviously
He's
was.
completely retarded. He's insane. The Sunnis and the Shias have been in like a bloodbath. Millions of deaths between Sunnis and Shias. Like, different Muslim groups. Like, dog, what are you talking about? Actual retard.
Read a bunch of stuff on the internet. Got intoxicated with the mysticism of, it's just one, it's a religion of peace. It's just, they're just one foreign peoples and we just don't understand them because we're evil, barbaric Westerners and they are sainted, holy foreigners.
True! And all Westerners are bad because they're white. White oppressors equals bad. Brown victims of oppression equals goated. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I'm going to go down there and I'm going to persuade them.
Didn't the Palestinians assassinate the Egyptian president? I don't think so. I think they assassinated the Jordan king. Which, I mean, it's not much better, but you know what I mean.
Through the power of my rhetoric to throw open the borders and save the Palestinians.
Yes.
Dude, what are you doing? I can't believe this didn't work, frankly.
Please stand with your Islamic brothers and sisters.
Dude, this guy's really fucking... He thinks he's going to convince the Egyptians. After 2 years of war with Gaza, you think he is going to convince the Egyptians?
This guy's basically like, fuck my Islamic brothers and sisters.
Oh, God.
I'm getting paid to club you.
I'll even do it for free.
They welcomed me into their heart. I paid to go there as a nurse. They beat me in the desert for feeding starving Islamic children.
If I say the word Islamic over and over and over, you'll be like, oh yeah, I am a Muslim, and therefore I have to do everything for all Muslims everywhere all the time, right?
Bro, this dude has no riz. He thinks he has riz. He has no riz. Like, dude, these people are actually retarded. Like, what do you even do about these people?
That's how this works. Surely.
Where is your calm? Where is your heart?
No!
You're almost as bad as Westerners.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. The funny thing is, these people are so brainwashed to think that everyone in the West is just evil. White, evil, colonial, occupying cultures that are completely evil. And he thinks that every other culture is better, right? Every single one is just better than the Western culture. That's what these people think. It's insane.
For the love of life and for the love of humanity.
Dude, he's fucking crying, bro. All these virtue signaling twats flew to Egypt to think they were gonna march on Gaza and save the Palestinians. Guys, subscribe for more content. I will always be here for you, okay? There will always be retards, and I will always be there to give you more content. All right, despite the death threats that I get on Twitter, I love my life.
Come on, man. That's, like, yeah, stuff that's happening in Gaza, terrible. Stuff that happens everywhere, terrible. This isn't going to work.
Yeah, no
shit. Like, amateur dramatics. Like,
this would work in Los Angeles, but nowhere else on the planet.
Schoolyard, like... genuine, like, childlike approach is obviously not going to work. This is obviously not going to fix the problems.
They're babies and women. The women are trying to feed their dying babies, and their breasts are empty.
He's trying so hard to appeal to the humanity of the Egyptian Gestapo. Their breasts are empty. I know, I've seen them. They're floppy. They're not even round. They're floppy. Meanwhile, Israel gives them like 2 million meals a day right now, and he's trying to roll in with his 2 pounds of flour. Well, now we know why Greta Thunberg didn't go in through Egypt, because this is happening.
Do you know what that smells like?
I love activists. I love activists, bro. They are infinite content. Their breasts are empty. Do you know what that smells like? One more time. That was too good. That was too fucking good.
The women are trying to feed their dying babies, and their breasts are empty. Do you know what that smells like?
What the fuck does that smell like?
The breasts are empty. Do you know what that smells like? I mean, no. But at the end of the day, I can't help but notice that a lot of the Palestinian men are quite...
Dude, I can't, man! I can't! It's too funny. Smelly empty titties. That was empty titties. I said smelly. I can't, dude. Activists are incredible. Dude,
God damn it.
If Darwin has any justice, they will not be around. All right? In another generation. Like, this person isn't procreating. There's no way.
Like, chubby. Like, it's...
Yeah, because all the fucking Palestinian, Gaza... So, in Gaza, the Hamas terrorists have been stealing aid the entire war to purposefully starve their own population as a propaganda gimmick to get the world to cry on their behalf. And obviously, there's a lot of tragedy happening in Gaza, and I'm not minimizing civilian deaths. But Hamas absolutely contributed to so many of these civilian deaths. They kill their own people to blame Israel. They murder anyone that protests against them. They steal their food. So, that's the kind of crazy shit that's going on there. And that's what Hamas has been doing the entire time.
They're not having a problem getting food, are they? Just saying. I'm just
Yeah, that's why all the people at the top of Hamas, they're fat fucks. They're fat fucks sitting and crying that they're starving. But bro, you're fat.
I don't want to be like, I'm on one side or the other, but like I can see a lot of critiques on both sides.
Uh-huh.
And you know that I don't like to get into it, but like I don't care. I'm the most little of little Englanders. This isn't going to work. You don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know the kind of people that you're talking to. You don't know why they are where they are. You don't know why they have the attitudes that they have, and clearly you are not persuading them. Like, they are not won over by your impassioned pleas. Please, why don't you just let all the Gazans into your country?
I love how they, like, what do you expect them to say? They didn't think about it? Well, what do you expect them to be like? Holy shit, you told us to let the Gazans into Egypt. We didn't realize that we have 7 layers of walls. Wall Maria. All the Attack on Titan walls are around Egypt for some reason.
It's Maria, not Maria.
There's smelly, empty titties.
The 2 million people who are just absolutely bonkers. What possible problem could you have? Anyway, so yeah, this is the Egyptian response, basically. It's just a gargantuan wall covered in barbed wire.
Yeah.
I mean, what a big, beautiful wall that is.
That's a big, beautiful wall. Mexico has paid for that wall.
As well.
Sorry, guys, my game doesn't want to load right now. I tried doing something a little different for this video. I will switch it back after this video and just go back to the way that it was before. Because this is a lot more laggy, if you guys haven't noticed, and now my game's not wanting to load. So finish up this video real quick, and then I will switch it around.
All those people like walls don't work. Yeah, they fucking do.
Yeah, walls work. Walls work.
That's why we use them.
People have been using walls for as long as people have been around. I'm just saying, and it works for some reason.
Anyway, eventually, I think it's this chap, actually.
Wait, is that the same guy? No.
I can't tell if it's this chap or someone else, actually. I don't know. But they basically just decided to physically remove the leftists. They're just sick of this shit.
Well, what are you going to do? You're going to protest? You're going to sit on the floor and pour paint on yourself?
It's like that. Pick them up, shove them in a van.
Yeah, goodbye. It's
take
over.
them to the airport and
Bye.
just deport the lot of them. We do not need these people here.
Nope.
We are not in any way interested in keeping these people. No, you can't have your stupid leftist protest.
No, they're sitting there protesting. Come on, dude. Bye bye.
Go away. Go home.
Dude, there's something really funny about fucking.
Oh yes, there is.
Listen, there's something really funny about it.
Turns out, right?
I definitely agree.
The different people around the world are actually really different to us.
No shit.
The Westerners do not realize just how phenomenally parochial our quote-unquote universal values actually are.
So first of all, he's completely correct. And second of all, and I think this is really important, bro, some people have real issues in life, like actual issues that actually stress them out, and they don't have time for your genders.
Sorry, guys. I got to go to the bathroom, so this is going to be in the middle of the video. Well, towards the end of it, but who's going to watch anyway? Sorry about that, guys. Like I said, if anybody actually watches this to that point, I apologize. But my eyeballs were literally over here swimming. And there's still 10 more minutes of this video.
okay? They don't have time for your bleeding heart, bro. People don't give a shit about your random bullshit when you're in the Middle East and there's a war next door, okay?
Nope.
Your problems are trivial, okay? You have the time and privilege to moan about being misgendered. This is not a complaint that anyone has ever had in the Middle East, okay? Like, oh my lord.
The values that we hold are actually, drumroll,
very
particular
different
to us.
Yeah,
they're not universal. It's not that everyone in the world holds them or could hold them. Actually, a lot of people are just like, no, we are for us and ours. You are for people we don't like. And so you can just piss off. You can just get instantly deported. We don't believe in universal human rights.
It's like if these people are gonna go into fucking Egypt and start yelling and screaming at the Egyptian military, they're gonna take your passports and throw you in a bus and you're gonna yell freedom of speech. You really think the American First Amendment is gonna help you in Egypt when you're harassing Egyptian soldiers? Like, dude, how retarded are these people? Like, you have these protests of gay people in the streets cheering for Hamas terrorists that execute gay people. Like, they are so in their little bubble, their neo-Marxist little bubble, where the world is divided between oppressor and oppressed. That is the only two categories of people. You got the white dude, he's the oppressor. Everyone else, they're the oppressed. And absolutely, that's horrible. We're all on the same side. So yes, the people, the gay retard in California thinks that he is aligned with the Hamas terrorists. Okay, that is how retarded they actually are.
Actually, what we believe is a God-ordained divine order in which God spoke to the Prophet Muhammad in the desert 1,400 years ago, and now all of the women have to be in burqas, right? That's just the way things are. That's the way that God has dictated the universe as far as we're concerned. And if you don't agree with that, and if you think you can come over here and give us the business, we're just going to literally grab you, one person on each limb, throw you into a van, take you to the airport, put you on a plane, and deport you. Right? We do not care about your liberal concept of human rights.
True.
We think they're BS.
True.
And actually, we don't have to listen to you. Right? We don't have to be browbeaten by you. Your pleas fall on deaf ears because we have a completely different way of viewing the world.
Absolutely.
The universe.
They have a different moral code. They have a different worldview. And that's why a lot of people complain about the quote-unquote Judeo-Christian values that literally founded the West. But everything you like about the West is these quote-unquote Judeo-Christian values. They are biblical values. Basically all of them. You know? A lot of people actually don't even realize how much you get from ancient Christian ethics. Like, dog, you look at the Ten Commandments and you're like, wow, these are actually pretty base. But you only believe that because you live in a society that was formed by people that believed in these commandments, right? That believed in God and the justice that they saw from the Bible or whatever. You're gonna have a completely different culture elsewhere that sees things differently. You know, I think it's incredibly obvious if you think about it. The different ideologies are influenced by different things. Dog, they had human sacrifices in so many parts of the world. Where are your fucking values from?
To you, all of you, just go.
Bro, those values are, even if you're not religious, they're basic human decencies. You're right, but what you consider is a basic human decency, you could argue it comes from the society that you are in as well, to a large extent. Like, I think everyone could agree murder bad. That's probably the most obvious take on the universe, murder bad. Dog, you have human sacrifices in so many different cultures in history. You literally did. So murder bad was not that obvious to those retards. Alright? Like, yeah, obviously there are some things that are just
not wrong,
normal and sensible things, but some people don't think murder bad.
I mean, hell, we used to have what was it, the Aztecs that would eat. Hell, I think there was also Indian tribes that would like eat body parts of their enemies in order to gain insight into them. Like, there's actually like a bunch of different really old cultures that believe that kind of stuff. Like, No, I'm a history buff. That kind of stuff is the shit that I can actually talk about. So yeah, that's very true. Very true. Like we're all we've all got some monster in us, all of us.
Love of God go, and the arrogance of these people thinking, oh yeah, you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna march down there.
True.
We'll just
go to Gaza, save Palestine. The end.
Plea. Right, we'll just
cry. We'll take our drying, half-empty titties out and pour red paint on ourselves and scream about the environment and about the Palestinians, and then Egypt is going to literally save the day.
But in this Karen's case, we're going to just berate them morally as if they recognize anything they say to be a moral injunction. We're just gonna browbeat them. We're just gonna Karen them. We Karen them really successfully in the West, right? Like we've been.
The Karens actually managed to take over the West. Like it is a little scary to think about it. Apparently, there's this new poll that just came out. Here, let me see if I can find this poll, because I don't want to give you any misinformation or anything. Obviously, I try my best to be as objective as I can.
And that's why I love you, Nux.
But dude, this is the wildest poll I think in the history of time. Breaking. Over 56% of young white liberal women ages 18 to 29 have been diagnosed with a mental health condition. This isn't a meme, it's data. And Asmongold says there's no way it's only 56%. That's insane. That's crazy. That's fucking wild. That's bonkers. So yeah, you are living in a society governed by Karens.
Karening for many years now. We're very effective at this. We're going to go down and Karen the Egyptians, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, good point. Oh yeah, what about their human rights? Oh God, what about all the liberal doodahs that they come out their mouths? What about
Bro, you know they don't even celebrate Pride Month in Egypt. Isn't that crazy? You know that in Egypt they do not actually celebrate Pride Month. This will probably change your entire view of the entire world.
Please, what about women's rights? What about LGBT representation? Oh my God. This is a really great point.
Dude, the funniest thing is they're trying so hard. In Egypt, a lot of you might not remember this, but a couple years ago, Netflix created this show called Cleopatra, where basically they talked about ancient Egyptian history. They called it a documentary, historically accurate, and they had Cleopatra played by a black woman. Cleopatra was not black. She was originally Greek. She ended up in Egypt. She was not black. But they casted a black woman.
Yeah, she was definitely
Cleopatra
white.
In an Egyptian documentary.
From Greece.
Egypt sued Netflix.
Damn
they
right.
Sued Netflix. They're like, what the hell are you doing? This is our history. You're not just coming in here and hitting us with this representation bullshit. They sued them. Right? DI is not happening here. What are you talking about? So yeah, no, obviously, yeah.
Western Karen is making at us, and they've just rocked up and they've been like, yeah, we're the white Westerners, we are your moral superiors.
The irony is they think that everyone in the universe is better than your white Westerner guy, all right? Because the white Westerners, those are the oppressors, so they're obviously the bad guys. Everyone else is the good guy, except the white Westerner guy is also simultaneously the moral high ground, so they have the right to bitch and Karen at everyone else on the planet as well. That's the hilarious double standard. It's on the one hand, we are better than you, we have better ethics than you, and we will dictate our ethics to you, but simultaneously, we are the bad guys, and we are worse than you, and you are all the good guys, and better than us. They're living in this awful dilemma where they're retarded. It's the retard dilemma. Schrodinger's retard.
He will tell you how things ought to be done, and you'll be like, oh, well, I mean, good point. I was just an Egyptian. What do I know about morality? You know, Egypt, that brand new country, doesn't know anything about anything, does it? Thank God a white Western woman has turned up to teach us how to be good people. Thank God a crying Western activist has turned up to show us what truth, justice, and beauty is. Like, honestly, this is just comical. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy watching that police fall on.
I enjoyed it so much. I love woke retards. They make me happy.
Isn't them getting physically deported?
Yes.
Because I did.
Yes,
but it's just embarrassing, frankly, to be associated with these people. Yeah, this is what the West is, I'm afraid. Yep. This is what 90% of...
Whoa, 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 whoa. That is way less than half of us in the West. God, I hope it's way less than half of us in the West. Please tell me that's less than half of us in the West.
Political discourse in the West is.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's pretty great.
Crying leftists.
Yes, that is 90% of discourse. 90% of discourse is crying leftists. It is leftists sitting and crying about
That
a
I
random
believe,
thing
but please
they've
don't
been
let that
yelling and
be.
screaming about for a long time. They sit there. No, Trump is the dictator. He's a king. I can't believe it. Let's cry about this. Oh, laws being enforced and deporting people that enter the country illegally. Laws enforced? Oh, let's cry about that now. And it is essentially a society of crying, whining little bitches trying to get their way. It is insane, but most importantly...
Do you know what that smells like, babies? And their breasts are empty. Do you know what that smells like?
The breasts are empty. Do you know what that smells like? I mean, no. But at the end of the day, I can't help but notice that a lot of...
Yeah. Do you know what it smells like? Subscribe to Smell Empty Breasts in the next episode. Bye. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.
All right, all right, all right.
It's time for Media Meltdowns.
No.
Well, the anti-ICE...
No time for an intro today. Activists in trouble. Urgent update.
Sorry, I had to leave my like real quick, and I had to get back onto a Nux video. Yeah. I'm gonna go remedicate now, and then I will switch this around a little bit, and hopefully I can get this back up to where I can actually do some grinding again, and then we can binge watch some more Nux. I will see you again soon. Later.